Today's video is sponsored by Binge Party TCG. They've got a Gear 5 Luffy binder coming out on September 5th, and oh my god, this thing is beautiful. The purple lining with the white pages looks absolutely amazing in my opinion, and I really like the zipper on it to make sure my cards are being stored in the absolute best condition possible. The quality on this is amazing. Check the link in my description to sign up for text or email alerts because you're not going to want to miss the release of this binder. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another Johnny TCG video. I'm Johnny TCG. I'm excited to see you here today. I just did a full video on Green Uta that had a lot of people excited. I did not realize Green Uta had so many fans, so I am back with more Green Uta content. Today I've got a matchup against a blue-purple Sanji player, and I think this matchup was pretty interesting. Both decks are decks that can do a ton of card draw, which means this could be a longer game. We'll see. I did make a couple of changes to my deck list based on some of the viewers' comments, which I really appreciated. The only change I really made was going down 2 copies of the 4-cost 6,000 power Roronoa Zoro and then adding 2 copies of Tony Chopper instead. This is mainly because Chopper is just a 2k counter, and why not add more 2k counter to an already defensively strong deck? It just feels like a great wall sometimes. Your opponent is not going to be able to get you low in life, folks. Okay, sometimes they will, but I think this will help with that. It's just additional defense. It's a good card, it's situational, but we don't really need it. There's a lot of other great options in this deck to play off the Luffy, so I'm okay going down to 2 with him. If you haven't watched my original Green Uta video, definitely check it out. I'll leave it in the comments down below. If you're a fan of Green Uta, you're probably gonna like that video. If you're not, then why are you even watching this video? Before we get into the gameplay though, I do have a giveaway for you. If you're new to the channel, we do giveaways in just about every single video. Today we're going to be giving away a custom Green Uta leader card using art from the One Piece Treasure Cruise game. I am not the artist, I am not selling this. This is just a fun personal fan project of mine. All you have to do to enter the giveaway is 1, leave a like, and 2, leave a comment. If this video gets 25 likes in the first 24 hours, I will randomly choose a US based commenter and send it to you completely free. That's all you have to do, folks, is 1, leave a like, and 2, leave a comment. If you want to make my day, if you want to make me smile, consider hitting that subscribe button as well. It's free, it's easy, it's painless, and with that, let's get into the gameplay. Editor, roll it. I get to choose the turn order. I'm going to choose to go first. I think for the most part I like going first with this deck, but I mean, I don't think you can go wrong either way. We're going to keep this opening hand. I have the 1-cost New Genesis event, which is a great searcher. Between that and leader ability and just drawing normally, we should be able to find the cards we need. I'm going to pass it to them. I'm not going to use New Genesis on my first turn just because I want to see what I draw for turn next turn. That could influence what I take off the New Genesis search. They're going to do a new OP12 purple search. The Luffy is the man who will be the Pirate King. They get to add a card to their hand and not show me it. Then they're going to play down the Charlotte Pudding Searcher and draw the Boof Burst. Off the New Genesis, I will take the Sanji 2k counter. We did bottom deck and I'm invincible there, which felt a little bit bad. I'm going to give 1 down to my leader and swing 6,000 now. Doing a draw off the leader ability, we get the 9-cost Shanks, which is great. Not a lot of targets for this matchup in particular because those 3-cost Sanjis can't really be popped via effects, but we can get their Reijus, which could come in handy later on in the game. 4 down for them to work with here. We play down the Gordon blocker just as a little chump blocker, and maybe they'll use one of their effect cards to get rid of it. If they want to waste an effect to get rid of the 2-cost Gordon, that is perfectly fine with me. They're going to start off by doing a search and draw the 3000 Worlds event from OP03. That'll let them bottom deck a 5-cost of mine. Now 3 down left for them still to work with. They're going to play down Mr. Hanger, an OP04 card, which I've never seen played before, let alone in this deck. His ability is that you may rest him and then trash a card from your hand, and then you get to draw a card, which is an interesting effect. I guess it's good for card cycling. They're going to use a Boof Burst to draw 2 cards. It is really hard to keep track of what Sanji does sometimes, just because they sometimes will use Don for it, or they'll return Don to their Don deck to utilize their events. Kind of hard to keep up. Maybe it's just me. They'll do a card cycle with Mr. Hanger, then swing 5,000 at us with their leader. 5,000 into us. I think we are okay to take this, and we get the 3-cost Nami. That's what we like to see, folks. I'm actually going to clear this Hanger with our Gordon. I'm not sure how important it is to clear the Hanger, but we'll get rid of it anyway. We don't want them to be able to find the cards they need and go through their deck even faster than they already do. Now we're going to swing 6,000 into their life, which they will take that as well. They've got a really big hand size already. Off of our leader ability, we draw the 4-cost 6,000 power Uta blocker from starter deck 16. Then we're just going to play her out. I thought about playing out the Nami and doing another search, but I think the Uta makes sense here. She's a 6k blocker, which pretty solid if I say so myself. They're going to have the 4-cost Reiju blocker right now, who's powered up to 7,000 power, and then also another 1-cost Charlotte Pudding Search. Off the Charlotte Pudding Search, they'll take the Luffy is the Man Who Will Be the Pirate King event from OP12. That's the purple one. Man, they gotta chill with these long event names. Can't they just give us something simple? Now they're gonna swing 2,000 with a Charlotte Pudding into our Gordon. I am gonna block this for free with our Uta blocker. Then they'll probably just swing into the Gordon anyway. Maybe they'll pressure our life. We'll see though. 5,000 into Gordon now with their leader, and of course we will let the Gordon go. I think it was worth swinging into the hanger with him and letting him go. They have a ton of ways to remove small bodies, so a chump blocker is not going to be great in this matchup. It's our 7 Don turn, and we just top decked the 7-cost Luffy, so we're going to play out the 7-cost Luffy into another starter deck 16 4-cost 6,000 power Uta blocker. We're going to use her ability to trash an event card from our hand. We're going to get rid of the backlight, then swing 6,000 with our leader, drawing a 2k counter Sanji, which is cool. Then we're going to swing 6,000 with our other Uta blocker into their life. They'll take that as well. They are happy to go down in life cards, which is really surprising. I think they might be too willing to take life right now, but hey, we'll see how this matchup goes. Maybe I'm the one who is misinformed. They're going to use the Boof Burst to bounce back one of our 4-cost 6,000 power Uta blockers back to our hand. That's a bummer, but definitely not the end of the world. We still have the 7-cost Luffy and another 6k Uta on board. They're going to have the 3-cost Sanji from OP12 now. Then Luffy is the Man Who Will Become Pirate King Search. Again, they don't have to show us what they took. They'll do another Boof Burst to bounce back our other Uta blocker. That is pretty crazy, folks. They're going to swing 5,000 into our life with their leader. This I can free block, which is tempting to do. They will then potentially swing 7,000 with their Reiju blocker. I don't think they're going to do that. I'm going to call their bluff though. I'm going to block with our Luffy blocker, and they won't swing with the Reiju. They'll pass it back to us. I'm debating here on whether or not I should swing using Don or without Don. For our leader, I would like to swing 5,000 with our leader, and then if they free block that with Reiju, I can play down the Shanks. I'm not 100% confident they will though. Maybe I should just continue to go wide here, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give Don to my leader, then I'll be able to play out another 7-cost Luffy into maybe another 4-cost Uta blocker. 7,000 with our leader. We draw another 9-cost Shanks, which we don't really need another one, but hey, I'll take it. More cards, the better, I guess. They are going to counter out of that first 7,000 power swing. Now a 7,000 power swing from our Monkey D. Luffy blocker. They're going to block and counter out of that with the Reiju blocker. Now we're going to play down another 7-cost Luffy. And off this 7-cost Luffy, we'll play another 4-cost Uta blocker. Passing it back to them, we've established 2 7-cost bodies, a 4-cost body. This is going to be an awkward board for them to deal with. They can't really deal with it in any convenient ways. Gravity Blade Raging Tiger can only reach the 4-cost Uta blocker. They will use the 3,000 Worlds to get rid of the Uta blocker, which is fine. We still have these 2 7-cost Luffys. They're going to use another Boof Burst to draw 2 cards. They are drawing crazy cards right now, folks. Both of us are. It's a battle of the 2 big hand sizes. They're going to play out another Mr. Hanger, doing a card cycle, trashing an OP12 Sanji in the process to draw a card. Then they're actually going to play out another OP12 Sanji and then swing 5,000 into our life with their leader. I'm thinking here we counter out of this. I want to leave my standing Monkey D. Luffy blocker up to protect our life a little bit. They still have this other 7,000 power Sanji to swing with, and they're going to direct this one towards our rested Luffy blocker, and I'm thinking we definitely counter out of this. Unfortunately, we're going to have to use a 2k, but it's worth it. I think we'll be able to draw another card with our leader if we so desire. They might swing with their Reiju. They won't though. They'll pass it back to us, and we are still in a pretty good spot. I'm thinking here we just continuously put on pressure. Maybe we swing 6,000 to start off with our leader, and then maybe play down 9 Shanks to pop their Reiju if they turn it sideways. The Shanks can't really deal with a 3-cost OP12 Sanji. We'll start with the 6,000 power leader swing, drawing a 4-cost 6,000 power Zoro off of leader ability. They'll 2k counter out of that, but we're going to keep the pressure up. Now we're going to swing 7,000 with one of our Monkey D. Luffy blockers. They're going to take that hit. I'm thinking about swinging 7,000 again. We aren't in any danger of losing next turn, so we might as well put the pedal to the metal and keep going, applying the pressure. 7,000 into 5,000, they will have that 1-cost counter event. Now I'm going to go with a Nami play. I'm going to be able to do a search, and I'm going to take the 2k counter 4-cost Sanji from EBO1. Taking that 7-cost Luffy wouldn't have been a bad idea to potentially play next turn too, but having a 2k counter is never a bad idea, folks. 5 down left for us to work with. I'm deciding between a 4-cost 6,000 power Uta blocker or another Nami search. Both have their pros and cons. The Nami is great because we're going to be able to do a card draw off of it, and that's what we're going to end up doing here. We'll take the Gordon. It doesn't really matter between the Brook or the Gordon at this point in the game. I'm going to pass it back to them, 10 Don for them to work with here. They're going to start by playing down the Charlotte Pudding Searcher and drawing a Gravity Blade Raging Tiger. That can get rid of both of my Namis if they so choose to go with that route. If they do that though, they won't be able to establish any other big bodies really this next turn, so that's fine with me. Hate to see the Namis go, but we'll see. They're going to do a Mr. Hanger cycle, trashing a Jozu. Then they are going to play down another Jozu, bouncing back the Charlotte Pudding to their hand, bouncing a Nami back to our hand, then playing out the Charlotte Pudding Searcher once again. This time they'll pick up Let's Crash This Wedding from it. Then they're going to be able to use that Searcher and find a Gum Gum Giant. 2 Don left up for them. A 5,000 power swing coming at our leader now with their leader. I'm thinking here we could counter out of this for a 1k. We've got plenty of counter in our hand, might as well. Now 7,000 into one of our rested Monkey D. Luffy blockers. We'll 1k counter out of that. Another 7,000 into a Luffy blocker. We'll 2k counter out of that, and then they'll pass it to us. We might be able to get game here. We'll see though. We'll start off with a Nami search. Off the Nami search, all tempting options. The 7-cost Luffy might not be a bad idea to play this turn, depending on how they deal with this attack. I'm just going to go with the Gordon, though. It's counter, it's a chump blocker if I want to cheat one out. I don't think I'm in any danger of losing this game right here. 5,000 into 5,000, they will 1k counter out of that with a Reiju. Now, I'm thinking that this is not going to be a Shanks turn, despite what I want it to be, and then maybe I should have taken the 7-cost Luffy to play that out and continue to build a wide board. I'm going to swing 7,000 with one of my Luffy blockers, and they'll use the 1-cost event to get out of that. Concaster, I guess is how you pronounce that. Seems like a weird word. 7,000 now with our other Luffy blocker into their life. They have a Gum Gum Giant, that we know for sure, and they will use it. They don't want to turn that Reiju sideways. They'll trash a Red Rock from their hand, draw 2. They get to 7,000. Now I'm going to swing 5,000 with our Uta, which they will finally free block with the Reiju, and we will play down the Shanks to pop the Reiju. Now, I don't necessarily think that was the best play. I definitely think there was better ways for me to handle that. Honestly, just double big Uta swings with I'm Invincible probably would have won me that game, because I imagine they would have blocked the first one. But establishing the Shanks wasn't terrible either. They did have the Red Rock to get rid of it, which is a bummer, but they still had to use a lot of Don to do that. So the board state has not really changed much. They're going to swing 6,000 now with their Sanji leader into our Nami. We'll 2k counter out of that. Unfortunately, this Nami might have to leave the field this turn. 8,000 into 5,000 with one of their Sanji characters into the Nami. We're going to let it go. Now 7,000 with Jozu into one of our Monkey D. Luffys. We'll keep that alive. And 8,000 into another 7,000 Luffy. We're going to protect that, and that's game. They concede because the next turn we would have won. So GG's, that was a fun one. I think Uta honestly has a pretty good matchup in the blue-purple Sanji. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the game I got for you today. What did you think about it? If you've made it this far in the video, you're an absolute real one. Shout out to you. If you haven't hit the subscribe button yet, what the heck are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and especially if you want to win the custom leader. That's all you have to do, folks. 1, leave a like, and 2, leave a comment. With that being said, I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. This has been a Johnny TCG video. Peace. Peace.